Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and today we're going to be looking at this Oupes UPP-1100 all-in-one solar generating thingamabobber that's pretty cool, spoiler alert, but we're actually going to look at the pluses and minuses of why you may want to check this out for yourself, because there are a lot of great pluses, but there are some drawbacks too. Let's get to it. One quick disclaimer, Oupes did send this unit to me. They're not paying us cash or anything like that, but I wanted you to know up front, and also you need to know that they have no say over this review at all. That's part of the deal. We're going to tell you the truth, or at least how we feel is the best way that you can decide for yourself whether or not this thing is something for you or not. So there. All right, all in one unit. And here's the scoop with this. We're not going to hit every spec, and I'll tell you why here in just a second, but a few highlights. Right off the bat, you've got AC and DC connections. That's nice. Switchable, and it actually can do 1,100 watts of sine wave, pure sine wave electricity, which that's super nice. Peak power for surge on this device is 1,500 watts. Under the hood, we have a 32 volt lithium ion battery that is rated at just under 1,000 watt hours. Now the display is super nice because it gives you what you've got in your battery bank. It also will tell you how much draw is happening and basically percentages and all of the pertinent information you're going to need to monitor this thing to make sure you're not draining too much, and or basically also giving you an idea of how much time you're going to have with the load you're using. All right, now one nice thing is the ways to charge this. You can charge it with solar panels, but you can also charge it with an included power supply that plugs straight into AC wall. And also you can charge it with an accessory to charge right straight from a vehicle, like a 12 volt power supply. So that's super nice. You also have type A and type C USB. So all your devices, your who's-its and your what's-its can charge up, and, basically anything that's current is no problem. And even if there's something that's a little bit older, you can always use the AC. So you're good to go there. Okay, why not every technical spec that is available? Well, you're online. There's a million videos out there. Well, not a million. There's a lot of videos out there that are going to go through every tiny little minutia detail of what this thing is and what it does, and why remake the wheel. You also have Google. You can just go ahead and Google the actual product and look for yourself. So there's no reason to redo it. All right, some positives. The thing is nice and light. It's compact. It's less than 25 pounds, has just about every connection you could think of that you're gonna need, including AC/DC, like we already just said. But it's light, it's all in one, has the LED thingy-bobber on the back, different levels of brightness, and even a flashy dealy in case you need a flashy dealy. I guess some people need a flashy dealy. All right, let's get down to some brass tacks, real world application. Let's talk about who this is for, some of the positives, and then I promise you I will get to some of the things that I think are drawbacks. But first, and this is the big one, is that it is all in one. I cannot tell you personally how much math I messed up when I was trying to put together my own system, when I would grab, this charge controller and that item and that item and that item, and to put together one solar system. I messed it up. Different gauges of wire, different lengths of wire, different, diodes and all that kind of stuff. And I've killed many, many batteries by doing it wrong. Now, can it be done right? Yeah, it sure can, but this is great because it's an all-in-one thing for somebody who doesn't want to do all that learning. You just need a turnkey solution, and that is probably the biggest reason why I would suggest looking into this. If you need some kind of a battery backup system, a solar system that is going to be, I don't have to mess with it. I plug it in, I leave it, and then whenever the power goes out, I have it. I press the button, it goes on, and it works. That's awesome. That's probably my favorite thing. Second thing, super portable. Whether you're camping, you're hiking, I wouldn't necessarily hike with it just because it's 24 pounds and change. But if you're camping somewhere, great way to charge up your devices, great way to, have LED kind of lights around the campfire, or not campfire because you got light there, but around where you're camping, duh. But it's great for that sort of thing. But here's the big one, folks, for me. For those who have medical issues, that maybe a CPAP machine where you have got to have it if the power goes out. That's the kind of thing you need to look into. But here's the trick also. You need to look at your particular machine and then weigh it against the specs on this machine to know how many hours it's going to last. Now, I looked at some average machines because I don't personally have a CPAP machine, but from my understanding, it'll run for at least 2.5 nights of sleep time on average. You do the math on your own for your specific needs. But for me, that's peace of mind. That's straight up peace of mind. Or folks that have to have medicines that have to stay cool. You could power a small mini fridge or even a small freezer with this thing for quite a while. Do the specs on your own in terms of what will work, but my tendency is leaning toward days if you get the right devices, but that's also, keeping in mind no sunlight. So I'm saying you unplug the thing, there's no sun, it just works for that amount of time, and that's awesome. The other nice thing about it, all those different ways to hook it up. I mean, you've got AC, you've got USB-C, you've got all these different connections. It's very, very utility, AC and DC. That's nice. But again, for me, my dollars are on that it's all in one, super portable, and the price is right, folks. It's affordable. It's very affordable when you look at other devices in this kind of genre. Negatives. The people at Oupes. I said their name wrong so many times, I actually had to text them or email them and make sure that I got it right. It's Oupes. But I got it wrong so often. I said, you know what, guys, you gotta have to tell me how to say this because English, different translations, yada, yada. Anyway, Oupes. So here's the thing. They might not be happy with me saying this, but it's not necessarily a huge negative, but it is a negative, and that's this. I wish the battery life was just a little bit longer, a little more power. I'd rather it be just a little bit heavier and have more life out of the battery bank. Yeah, I know it's a trade-off, but light versus heavy, but for me, I'd rather have some beefier batteries and have it last a little bit longer because you don't need to really carry it around a whole lot. And man, when the sun's down and the power's out, I'd rather know that I got an extra day worth of life. So yeah, like I said, I mean, it is nitpicky because you can buy a bigger unit. You can get a bigger unit, but you'll have to decide whether price point is right for you. I think it's a great value. Final thoughts. Okay, I love how portable it is. I love how it's all in one. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to do the math. I don't have to figure out cabling and all that kind of stuff. Just plugs in, it works. Charges a million different ways, and it just works. That's really nice. Now, the bottom line is it worth it to you? Well, if you've got medical issues, then you really do need to consider some sort of backup, whether the dollar figure for this, and you'll have to look because prices change all the time. That's why I'm not mentioning it from the website because it could be different tomorrow. But you look in the links down below and decide. But at today's prices, I'd say this is a solid value. But again, it's 100% up to the buyer. That said, I like it. I think it's a good value, and I'm happy with it. I would say that, again, I wish the batteries were bigger, but can't have everything, right? So anyway, that's it. I'm Brad. You guys have an amazing and blessed day.